What is up, guys? Welcome back to the videos. If you guys are new, my name is Mike. This video we are going to be working on the new Evo. If you guys haven't watched the last video, I kind of give you guys a little bit of a rundown of this new Evo. It's exactly like Ariana, but it does need some work. As you guys probably just saw, it does have a crack on the windshield, which we're going to go ahead and go get it replaced. This car also has a downpipe, which my car doesn't have a downpipe, so we're going to be putting the whole exhaust system on this car to stock, since there is a check engine light, and that's because it doesn't have a cat. We'll be putting all of that back on so the check engine light comes off again, and the downpipe we'll be putting on my Evo, will be putting on Ariana. When I finally do get a tune, at least I'll be able to make a little bit more power, because I heard if you change your downpipe, it promises you around like 25 horsepower to the wheel, so that is pretty awesome. So I also forgot to mention that this Evo has a stage 3 twin plate clutch. I've never really tried an aftermarket like stage 1, 2, or 3 clutch, but now that I've driven a stage 3 twin plate, it feels really good. The clutch is actually really stiff, and the engagement point is really low down compared to my Evo, maybe because my clutch is wearing out and it's on its way out now, but the engagement point is so high up. This one is super low down. I really like it. Also, we got lowering springs for this car. We're going to be putting a little bit of a tasteful drop on the Evo. Usually when we sell cars, if it's within the budget, we try to lower it just because it looks a lot better. And most people would like to have their car a little bit lower as well. What's up, real dude? What's up, man? What you doing, dude? So this here is the stock downpipe. This is actually a downpipe here. I think this is the mid pipe, but that has the cat. And this is the one that's on the car. It's basically just a cat delete, just like mine, but only this is stainless steel. So the cat's supposed to go like right here, and this goes all the way up to the turbo. So this is what we're going to be replacing, taking off, putting on Ariana when we have the time. And this is what we're going to be putting on the car right now. Cars too. Not just the guy behind the camera. Jeez. Okay, so what do we do now?
This one is supposed to have this.
Yeah.
I think it's in here.
So this is like a gasket that kind of gives the exhaust a little bit of movement. Unlike the aftermarket ones that kind of just look flat, I guess. So usually with parts like this, it's all basically surface rust. What we usually do is sand it down, spray it again with black paint, just so it lasts a little bit longer. And what you guys could also use is like truck bedding, or like a wrinkle free, like a thicker paint that's more rust protective, I guess. If whoever buys this car later on is going to drive it winter time, he's not going to worry about this rusting out or stuff like that. And that's what we've done to a lot of our previous cars as well. Oh, dude, it's just caked on there. Nasty. That's gross. Alright, so now that we got the O2 sensors out, all we really need to do is take those 2 bolts off that's holding the downpipe. There's one there, and the other one you can kind of see it, kind of not, but all we need to do is take those 2 bolts out and this whole thing comes off, and we just put the new one, or well, the OEM one, back in, and hopefully the check engine light should turn off. Alright, so now that we got the downpipe off, we can just put it side by side. They are exactly the same. I think it kind of looks like the NVIDIA downpipe, although I'm not 100% sure. Nevertheless, I'm going to be putting this on Ariana because I heard if you change the downpipe, like this part, you do make more power, and I'm not yet tuned, so this is actually perfect to have. What I have on my car right now is just a titanium test pipe here, but a downpipe that's stainless steel, I wouldn't mind. Oh, this is so grotty. So a little issue that we came up with, the last owner cut the bolts off, probably because they were so rusty, so we're gonna have to do something about that. And this here, he also cut off, so we're gonna have to do something so we can bolt it all on. Just removing the heat shield because it's obviously corroded and super gross. So the plan now is, this is my original cat from Ariana, and this is the one that came on the car. This one is super corroded and rusty, and if you guys can see, my bolts here are still like, the threads are still pretty decent. This one, so we're just gonna put the downpipe on here and then put this onto this car, because this is just bad. It's just really rotten. So this is a lot better. Plus the heat shield, as you guys saw, this one just came off and just disintegrated. This is probably all asbestos, and this is just gross, cancer causing shit. So this one is still good. We're gonna be putting this on the car, probably scrapping that one, and he's walking away with the shot I needed. So that's okay. This is what we're gonna do right now. So now the Evo has the new exhaust, which is the OEM one. So the check engine light should turn off. I actually don't know if I showed you guys this, but the carbon fiber hood was like really faded and cracked. So we put clear coat over it, and we're gonna try and buff it out. Right now it's still kind of drying and the clear coat's hardening. So we're gonna give it a few days to just dry up. And the windshield, there was a crack going across here, but now it's gone. To new windshield. This Evo's looking a lot better now. Was definitely mistreated before. So my dad's gonna take it for a spin and see if the code goes away on the way home. If not, we do have a tool that we can clear the code, since it already has a cat already, and it should be all good to go. Okay, so according to my dad, just by installing the OEM cat, the idle's already a lot smoother. So I'm not too sure if I got a shot of this before, but the idle before was really like that. Now it's a lot smoother, like how it should be. Check engine light is still on, although we probably just need to clear the code or take it for a drive for the car to relearn that it has a cat again. Most likely we will probably have to put the OEM tune back on, since it's on like a stage 1 Cobb or something like that. Man, this car brings back so many memories. Ariana used to look just like this when I first got her. Excluding the carbon fiber hood, but that's how the car looked like. I should take a picture of this car and Ariana just for memory's sake. See how far my car's gone. The new Evo is back at home. It did come with an AEM intake. Here, oh, my dad painted this wrinkle. That looks pretty good.
Let me see.
You use a heat gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad, dude.
I don't like it. I find it doesn't really look wrinkled to me.
Yeah.
It looks thick.
Well, either way, it doesn't look too bad. It was just like this color. I was thinking about stripping it and then just brushing it, because that's kind of what I want to do with the rest of my like intercooler pipes. But nevertheless, I will most likely be putting this intake on Ariana, since I feel like this is a better cold air system, since you put the pod filter in here, then you bolt this up and it closes, and it uses the factory snorkel or whatever you call it, like for the cold air intake. It uses that, and I think this is a better intake than the InGen, which is the one I have. So that was on this car. The one that I put on this car was just the OEM intake from my other Evo 10 from Ariana. We put it on this one, so this one will be pretty much all stock. We did change the whole exhaust, as you guys saw earlier, but we did keep the aftermarket muffler. Since I thought I have no use for this anyways, I might as well just sell this car with this muffler on, since it does look a lot better, and we'll be able to polish the tips as well. And we are looking for either the updated taillights and a wing for it, since it does have holes for it, and Evos just look better with wings. This one just kind of looks like a Lancer without it, so we are looking for a wing as well.
It's fire detected.
Alright, so this is the description of what the computer is telling us. It detected a random misfire code. Now that there is a cat, we can clear the code and we'll see if the check engine light goes away. I just plugged in the Cobb access port. I've never actually used one of these before, but it is actually really straightforward. So If you guys haven't ever used a Cobb, which I'm sure most of you guys have different gauges on it, and this is actually my second one. I bought one for Ariana, not knowing that I would buy this car, and this car came with it, so now I have two. So I can start logging. You have the boost, air fuel ratio, coolant temperature, and I'm sure you can change, Kevin told me you can change all of these to different like gauges, so that's pretty cool. Measure the performance of your vehicle. Troubleshooting, tune. See what tune this thing is on. It's on a stage 2 tune. Oh, it's probably like just an off-the-shelf tune, but now because this car doesn't have an aftermarket intake and it has pretty much a stock exhaust, it doesn't really need this. So what I'm gonna do is change map, stage 0. So that's probably a stock one. Let's go ahead and put the stock map back on. Temperature recommended. Please turn off headlights. Continue. Oh, what? Alright, so I just called Kevin, and you guys just saw me do it like a few times. I don't know what's going on over here. Oh, it's probably putting on the stock tune, but now it's working. I'm not too sure what happened, but yeah, it's working now. All the lights are on, but it's probably because it's getting the new tune in. Okay, map successful. Please turn off computer off position to complete. Okay, so I'll just put on the off position and then continue. Yes, so now we're on the stock tune, which makes more sense for this car since this car is more stock than modified. I believe all we would have to do is uninstall it. Will restore factory data. Oh, so I could have just done this. Okay, so put it back on the on position. Okay, so now it's unmarrying itself. It's doing the same thing, but it should be a little quicker since it's already on the stock tune. This little thing is actually pretty cool. I wonder a lot of people use them. Okay, so we took the Evo for a little bit of a drive after the tune. Now that it has the stock tune, I don't think the check engine light came on. It didn't come on, so that's really good. Although the idle's a little weird, so we're putting in cream just to make sure, and that should fix it. Right now the Evo is running a lot better with the cat. As soon as we get home, the check engine light comes on, so there might be bad spark plugs from what I heard, but I'm not 100% sure. The idle is pretty low. Like, I don't think it's the tune. It's definitely not the cat, because the cat, like, it basically has their OEM exhaust back on. I doubt the mufflers would cause the check engine light to come on, but it was fine for the drive, and then it just came back on, so I'm not too sure what it is. We're gonna go ahead and read the codes one more time to see what code it's storing this time. We're gonna try our best to fix it. I don't know if we can get it fixed this video, but definitely that is the goal with this car. Okay, so my dad just plugged in his little computer, and it seems to be that there's something with cylinder 3. It's like a misfire. We disabled each injector to test it, and it could be the plugs, it could be an injector, but there's definitely something with cylinder 3 causing a misfire. That's why the RPM is really low. Dad is trying to narrow down to what it could be. So what we did is we switched out the coil pack. The one that was here is now here. We switched them around to see if it's still throwing a code in cylinder 3. It's most likely the spark plug. But if it runs fine, then obviously it is the coil pack, but it seems to be doing the same thing. Spark plugs are kind of old, but he says the burning is still good, so it could also be injectors, but we're trying to narrow down to what it could be. Alright, so we're going to try and fix the idle issue in the Evo. At least now we narrowed it down to what it could be. We're going to be putting new spark plugs in it. See if that fixes the issue. If not, then for sure it's the third injector. Another update for you guys regarding the channel. Now that it's July, I'm gonna have a lot more time, so I'm gonna try and upload as much videos as I can a week. It could be one video, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. So I'm gonna try and upload as many videos as I can to the channel, so that's more content for you guys regarding either the S2K, which I'm pretty sure the S2K is now done, the new Evo, the Z, or Ariana, my Evo. So we have a lot of cars to work on, we have a lot of stuff to do, and yeah, that's all the time we have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and join the Annie Perfect Society. Peace out, and make it happen.